Well, hey everybody, it's Doug Mystic Guy here, or you can just call me Doug. But anyway, I'm here surviving the terror that was Austin, Texas, snowpocalypse of 2014. I think for the sake of discussion, I'm probably going to have to insert a picture or two just to show you the terrible devastation that took place here today. Well, I just got off work a little bit ago. I work out of my house a lot of times, so I was able to cut out just now. Decided to get our next playthrough going, even though we're suffering through these terrible freezing temperatures of, I don't know, might be up to 41 degrees now, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm just thankful that everybody's still alive after such terrible weather conditions that we suffered through today. And all the schools were closed, and no, I'm not joking, all the schools were closed, and there were hundreds of traffic accidents, and I hope nobody got hurt in those accidents, but they simply shouldn't have happened. Anyway, I'm on a tirade, but let's move on. We're going to play our game. So, we are on our next turn of Eldritch Horror. We're having some interesting times. We've already had we actually lost an investigator. First time I've lost an investigator in one of these games in I don't know how long, and it happened so fast it kind of made me like this game better because it was so unpredictable. I mean, I knew she was at a little bit of risk, but not the risk that ended up existing. So let's get on with it. I don't have any specific corrections. Hey everybody, just in working through this, I wanted to rewind a couple episodes back and talk about the death of Lily Chen. One of the viewers rightfully noted that I made a pretty big error on this, actually, so I want to address it. Can't really change it, but I want to address it. So back when I was learning this game, I had someone teach me, and we actually got in a discussion of when you bypass or fight a monster, don't defeat it, you encounter the space. And I said, you know, gosh, I remember Arkham Horror. I don't think you do that. And they were saying, well, no, you only have to encounter the monster once, and you can move on to space, etc., etc. Anyway, I reread the rules, but for some reason I didn't absorb that, and I made a mistake with her, where she went insane. Partly, there was actually another event. I think it would have happened anyway. There was something that happened after that that I didn't bother with her, because I had already knocked her over as insane. But it might have been that she didn't go insane. So, the three things that I did, I'll just tell you the three things I did once this took us a turn south for me with all the bad dice rolling, was first off, after she had fought the monster, she encountered the gate where we had some really bad rolls, and she suffered sanity loss there. She shouldn't have encountered the gate at all because the monster was still in the space, and that was my mistake. I think I made this mistake with Jim Oliver too, encountering Lily Chen, but had not defeated that monster that was in the space yet either. He did the next turn. But anyway, I do want to point these out because they are, as much as it was entertaining to see one of the characters get offed, it was an error. So I'm going to slip this into probably the beginning segment and just tell you that, the other thing I did, as a result of that, I forgot to put a wound marker on the monster. I did put one on later, but it was for a different attack, and then I eventually killed the monster. But, and also there was one other thing, I don't remember what it is anymore. Anyway, I'm going to try and correct course. Bottom line is she may not have died, but it's too late to change that now. And interestingly enough, that video where she died got more commentary to me about the drama of that than anything else, so I guess all rules aside, at least it was fun to watch. I will try to correct course as we go. So again, thanks for continuing to watch, and I do appreciate people giving me the feedback, because I know it's actually hard not to make mistakes on this, and that's not an excuse. It just is what it is when we're trying to film and demonstrate, and also in many cases continue to learn, because I try to get in a few playthroughs at least before I sit down and do this, but even after a few playthroughs I may not have the rules down 100%. So that's it. So let's continue. Thanks. That I can recall that I may have made an error on, but if you do see one, please let me know. We'll just get right to it. Now, one thing I can tell you is that the first player marker is going to move to Mark Harrigan. We're going to get to his character and start our action turns. Okay, here's Mark. I have to back the camera up to show you his whole sheet. There you go. But he's got some good stuff up in here. You know, he's got kerosene as his revolver, and he's got his artifact, the gate box, which he got from the expedition into Tunguska, where he solved a problem there. Now we're going to move on to his actions. Let's move to his character real quick. He's over in still in Tunguska up on the board. Okay, so here's Mark. Now I just want to tell you, keep an eye on this my Eldritch horror playlist. I had a game day special. It was a Game-a-thon weekend, and my hopes and dreams were shattered. I was planning on filming everybody's games and stuff like that, and ended up in a 7.5 hour game of Eldritch horror that kept me from basically filming a lot of the games, and I kind of gave up. But I did get to film that clip of us talking about it during the game and then after. I'm going to post it somewhere. It wasn't really what I wanted it to be, but you might be interested in the commentary on such a long session. But here we are with Mark. We're going to, I think what we're going to do is, he's in good shape. I mean, he's a little light on the sanity, but he can close gates pretty well with his new artifact. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to move him toward this gate. Now, there's a train there, so for his first action, he's going to take a train ticket. I notice that these tickets tend to go this way. First action takes a train ticket. Second action, he's going to use the train ticket to go there, and then his actual move to go to Istanbul and tackle that gate that's there. Because, you know, we got to keep tackling the gates. That's going to be his action turn. So next we're going to move on to Jim Oliver. So here's Jim Oliver. He's got a bunch of stuff, by the way. He's got 3 spells, Shriveling, Flesh Ward, and Feed the Mind. And this is his action phase. I'm very tempted to start his actions with Feed the Mind. However, he's kind of low on, he's only got 2 sanity left. So I think what we're really going to do first, for his first action, we're going to rest. That's going to get him a... let me just look over his items. I know he's going to get at least 1 extra health back because of his Witch Doctor, and he does. So he's going to go up to 5. He's got 4 right now. He's going to go up to 6 health, and he's going to go up to a total of 3 sanity. That's not great. You know what though? Yeah, he can also take an action because he's a musician of gaining sanity there, but we want to get him off of there because otherwise he's going to have to fight that monster again, and he didn't do that great of a job last time. But you know what we can do, if we can knock that monster down a little bit from a health perspective, we might have some better luck. I just don't know how good that will be. If he does move, the farthest he's going to get is a C space perhaps, or he can start moving toward I don't know, down to get the clue in Sydney maybe. Anyway, I don't like that monster that's there. It does have a comet effect, or I can't remember what they call it in the game. I keep calling it a comet effect. It works for me. It says each investigator on this space or adjacent space loses a health and sanity. So even if he gets off the space, because he can only move 1 away, he still might suffer that if we pull another, I think it's Reckoning is what it's called, which is the comet. So maybe he just stays there. Let's see, how hard is this Shriveling spell? Let's take a look at it and see. Now he's got a lore of 3, and he's also got a Lucky Rabbit's Foot that allows him to make a reroll on anything. But here's the spell of Shriveling. So it says, action, test your lore. If you pass, choose a monster on your space to lose 2 health, and flip this card. Lore is 3. You know, that's not bad odds. Let me give it a shot. So for his second action, he's going to do Shriveling. You know what he should do is, well, let's get rid of the monster first. So what he should do is try and get his lore up by using his Feed the Mind spell. But let's do this first. Let's kill the monster. The monster's an immediate threat. So we're going to roll 3 dice and hope for a success. We did. We got a 6. So he did succeed, and that's going to put two more wounds on this creature there, leaving it with only 1 left because it's already got a wound on it. So I'm just going to take the 1 wound marker off, put a 3 on there, and that's let's see where. Oh, I bumped my camera. I'm still looking at him instead up here at the site. Okay, there we go. Let me get that up there a little bit more. There we are. Okay, so I put a 3 wound marker on that bad guy there, and he did some good damage. Now it does say to flip the card over after we've cast a spell. So let's see what we get here. He did roll only one success, so 0 to 1. The ritual echoes in your head until it becomes gibberish. Discard this card unless you lose 2 sanity. He can't really afford to lose 2 sanity, so I think we're going to have to give up his spell. Well, it is what it is. Yeah, he can't afford to do that. He's still got his 2 spells, Flesh Ward, and this one just served him well, the Shriveling spell. So we're gonna do that, and that's going to end his action phase. Now we're going to move on to Leo Anderson. Now, good old Leo, he's been in Buenos Aires for a god-awful amount of time. We got to get him up. I want him to go take care of, once and for all, the Dunwich Horror, which he can do with his special weapon, his artifact here, the Flute of the Elder Gods. Because what it allows him to do is he can, as an action, spend 2 health and 2 sanity to defeat any monster. He's a pretty tough guy, though. I mean, maybe I was thinking perhaps he could just defeat it. But let's take a look at it before we send him up there. Well, no, you know, see, look, it's a will -1. He's got a will of 4. I mean, he could roll 3 dice there, so decent odds of getting 1, but it does 3 damage. I think we're doing the right thing and going up and using his ability to kill him. So, he has a boat ticket already. You can see it there on a sheet. I'll just zoom in so you can take a look. See right there. And now we're going to move back and go to where his space is on the map. And he's right here in Buenos Aires. So, what we're going to do is, you see this big long sea space going up this way toward Arkham. He's going to use his boat ticket. Boom. First, this is his first, well, hold on. Action, no, because he needs a second action to do this, the flute. So, first action, uses his boat ticket. That's going to take him up to here for free, and he's still got to move. So, for his move action, he's moving into Arkham. And then for his, the artifact, he doesn't even need to roll for that artifact, it just happens. So what we're going to do is we are going to kill the Dunwich Horror by taking 2, that's going to leave him with 3 sanity and 4 wounds. We're going to take 2 wounds and 2 sanity, and we're going to kill the Dunwich Horror outright. And there's something cool about that, and I'll share what that is in just a moment. So during the action phase, he didn't actually fight him. He used his artifact to kill the Dunwich Horror. So that means the Dunwich Horror won't be bringing out any gates anytime soon. Now, what's cool about that is we're going to have an effect at the end of our Mythos phase, where we get to complete this. Because at the end of the Mythos phase, the Dunwich Epic Horror Monster has been defeated. We get to solve the first mystery. So we have effectively solved the first mystery in our action phase. That's actually going to end the action phase. Now we're going to go on to encounters, and we're going to start with our guy Jim Harrigan, who is now in Istanbul, and I'll move to him. So here he is, Jim Harrigan. He's in Istanbul, and for his action, for his encounter, he's going to encounter the gate. He's got his gate box, his revolver, and his kerosene. So if he has to fight something, he's got it covered, and he gets extra dice while doing another world encounter, which is what he's going to be doing right now. So let's draw his gate card and see what it is. It's another City of the Great Race card. And let's see if we can get it to zero in there and focus. There we go. You are horrified to realize the body you are inhabiting in this world is not your own. I've seen this one a few times. The shock of seeing yourself in an alien conical shell threatens to shatter your mind. We need to make a will test. Well, Harrigan's got a will of 4. Plus he's got his gate box, his artifact, the gate box that he got from the expedition. And if you look at that, what it's going to do for him, if I can get it to focus for you there. Come on, baby, focus. Okay. I'll just read it to you. Investigators on your space. Okay, not that. That's if you close the gate, you get a clue, and investigators on your space, which, by the way, I looked up. When it says investigators on your space, that does include yourself. Roll 1 additional die when resolving tests in the Outer Worlds, and that's what we're doing in Otherworld encounters. So we're actually resolving an encounter in the City of the Great Race. And that's going to be a will check. So let's go up 4 dice. Let's roll them. It's not a will minus. It's just a will check. And here's the dice bowl. I'm just going to get right to it. Yeah, he got 1 6 out of his rolls, so he did fine. and did pass that. So let's go on to the next part of this gate, and hopefully we'll be able to close it. Okay, part 2 of the gate here. Trying to get the camera to focus for you so you can actually read along with me. You steel yourself against the horror of this alien body and try to recall the knowledge necessary to build a device that will return you to your body. Okay, now we need to make a lore check. He's not good at that. If you pass, the machine works. Close the gate. If you fail, the machine malfunctions, lose 1 health. So he's going to, I didn't roll his extra dice last time, but he does get an extra dice. So he's going to actually have 2 dice. And I think that's all that, he can't really use anything else. What is his special ability? Cannot become delayed, so that's not going to help him. Let's roll. See what we can get. I don't know if you can see it, but we did. Okay, I have a rolling this up there. I'm going to roll again, and here we go. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but he got a 6 and a 1, so he passed the check there. And let's see what happens when you pass again. If you pass the machine, okay, we close the gate. Now, because of his gate box, he gets a clue automatically when he closes the gate. So that is always helpful because clues are often the key to solving the whole game. Okay, so he got a clue and he closed the gate in Arkham. Or sorry, not Arkham, in Istanbul. And that is going to be his encounter phase. It's good to close gates, especially when the symbol is going to be coming up soon. Well, not too soon, but anyway, now we've got our guy Jim Oliver, who is in Tokyo up here, playing jazz saxophone in clubs while defeating terrible monsters. That's what he does. Yeah, that's the kind of guy he is. Okay, let's just loosen this up. There we go. Okay, here we are. Jim Oliver. He's got to encounter the whatever it is, Logier thingy guy, and as you can see, we first have to make a will check. He does 2 damage, but it's a straight will check, so that's going to be 3 for him. Plus, he's got the protective amulet, so it's +1 will in a combat encounter. It's going to give him 4 dice against this beastie on a will check. So we're going to roll those 4 dice. And I think his special ability can help here too, right? Each investigator on your space, no. Investigators on your space roll 1 additional die when resolving tests during combat encounters. Okay, so it doesn't say each other investigator, it says investigators on your space. Okay, so let's roll. If I have to, I can roll an extra die, but I only have 4 here, so let's just roll the 4 that I have. Oh, he got 2 successes, so I think we did okay there. Let's see what that does. I think it's going to avoid any additional. It does. It avoids any additional damage because it did 2. So he successfully avoids or does not suffer from the horror of meeting this beastie again. But his strength test, however, is going to be -2. That's going to give him 1 die. 1 die. Okay, so yeah, he's not going to. All you do is get 1 damage against him, but that's really all he's got. I mean, he's just kind of pushing through there against this beastie. He does have his flesh ward spell, which can help him if he takes damage. All right, let's roll that die. Now again, this is where his his ability. I think he should be rolling 2 dice because of his special ability. I can look in the book, but I'm pretty confident that investigators on your space, because we looked that up when we played it a few times, and we've looked that up a few times. Yeah, let's look at him. Where is he? Let's see. Mark, Charlie, Jim, Culver. Jim and other investigators on his space recover sanity, right? In addition to any sanity recovered from a rest action. Okay, but that's all it says about him? Okay. Doesn't say anything about his other ability. Okay. I guess there's a musical ability given it. I'm going to roll it because it says investigators in space, and we have determined through many rule checks that means that includes themselves. So here we go. He got 1 success. That's all he needed. Now he is going to take 2 points of damage, which is not good because he's kind of hurting. That's going to put him down to 4 total damage. But it does do because he took 2 more points from here. And actually, before he takes that damage, I'm going to try and do his flesh ward spell. But we did defeat the beastie and do its 4th point of damage. So it is dead, and we're going to put that back in the cup, which we'll take care of later. And let me look at his flesh ward spell now. Here's the flesh ward. Once per round, when investigator would lose health, he can make a lore check to not lose health. Okay, so this is going to be a lore check. And he's got a lore of 3, so we're going to get his 3 dice out. It's not a lore check minus anything. Let's just hope he succeeds, because last time it kind of hurt him. Okay, he did get 1 success, so he did succeed. It's, you guys can never see this, but anyway, there we go. Okay, got to figure out something better with the dice bowl. I don't want to put it on the table because it might move cards. So he did succeed. So he did not lose the 2 health according to this card. If you pass, prevent the investigator from losing up to 2 health. Then flip the card. On a 1 to 2, the spell causes the skin to writhe and reform like a living being, no additional effect. So that's all it did. And then it says, then flip this card. So his spell was effective. He took no damage. So now that he's defeated the monster, he's going to step into the Tokyo Gate. Shut that bad boy down, right? Okay, so here's the gate. He has gone to Yog-Sothoth. Okay, yeah, looks like you can read that. Okay, you discover a fetid creature with wings and webbed feet. The beast is strange, like something from your wildest dreams. You may spend 1 clue to resolve the pass effect. If you do not spend the clue, the effect fails. Oh, resolve the fail effect. Okay, well, guess what? Sadly, Jim does not have a clue. So, I keep saying that. It sounds funny. He doesn't have a clue token. Okay, let's look at the fail effect then, huh? Kind of sucks. Okay, the creature is terrifying, but if you can keep your calm, you will be able to overpower it. You need to make a will test. If you pass, you subdue the creature, use it to return home, close the gate. If you fail, lose 1 health. Okay, so he's going to make a will check. His will is 3. He's got no... Well, I take it back. This is not a combat encounter, so the protective amulet, I'm going to have to say, does not help. Okay, 3 dice. Yeah, he made 2 successes. 6 and a 5, okay. And he did succeed, so he closed the gate, riding on the back of the crazy creature to get home. Okay, that is going to end our encounter phase with the closing of the Tokyo Gate. We have no open gates at this moment. It's outstanding. Okay, now we're going to get on to our Mythos phase. Okay, here's our Mythos card coming for this turn. This one's got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to first move the Omen track 1. We're going to have a monster surge too, but guess what? We're just in luck here, because a monster surge only occurs on the gates that have the matching symbol of the Omen track, and there aren't any. So then we're going to place clues. There's going to be 2 clues, and we're going to see where they are. Let's place them out. Got the first one there is going to be in Istanbul. Gosh, right where one of our guys is. How awesome is that? The second one is going to be in Rome, right next door. So we got clues popping up everywhere we can go grab if we're quick and hurry. So let's read the flavor text now, since that's all that happens. It's a very uneventful card for us, which is outstanding. Okay. Alright, you have your... Okay, you hang your head in exhaustion and frustration. You jump suddenly where a hand rests on your shoulder. To your relief, you turn to find the local priest. Have faith, my child, he tells you. Your good works have not gone unseen. Your brave acts are making a difference. Support of the church. Event. The lead investigator, which happens to be Mark Harrigan, gains a blessed condition. That is awesome. So this was actually a good thing. We actually got some help from our Mythos deck. Wow. Doesn't happen very often. Now let's go to the conditions. I'm going to find blessed, and I'll show you what that looks like. There's one. Okay. Here's the blessed card. It says boon. 4, 5, or 6 count as success. If you gain another blessed condition, flip this card instead. If you would gain a curse condition, discard this card instead. And then if there's a reckoning or comet effect, roll 1 die. On a 1 or 2, we discard the card. So that goes with our guy Mark Harrigan, who's the lead investigator at this turn. And amazingly, that ends our Mythos phase. It was a very simple, nice Mythos phase. Yippee! No reckoning, comet effects, nothing like that going on. Hey everybody, just before we completely wrap up, there was two things that needed to be done. I want to make sure I do them before our next playthrough. One is, if you look at this, that monster surge there, if there are no gates on the table, on the board, and you have a monster surge, you're supposed to spawn one, so we're going to do that. It's going to spawn in London, and we're going to, it's got a maniac on it, and there's the maniac, and he's not, let's see what he's got. If you fail your strength test, you must discard an ally. Okay. If you defeat this monster during combat, gain an axe asset. So, if we whoop him, we can gain an axe asset. Okay. Yeah, English language. Yeah, okay. There was something else I wanted to do before we close down. I'm trying to remember what that is. Anyway, I definitely needed to spawn that gate. I knew that I remembered that. I went and looked in the rules that if you. Oh yeah, the other thing is we did defeat the Dunwich Horror. So at the end of that, at the end of the Mythos phase, we get to complete this scenario and pull up the next of 3. So here's that, our next scenario right here. It says humanity must not tamper with arcane energies. Yog-Sothoth is the very essence of magic, and a person under the influence of sorcery will inescapably become the Ancient One's puppet. When an investigator passes a lore test while resolving a spell effect, he may spend 1 clue and discard the spell after he has finished resolving its effects. If he does, place 1 Eldritch token on this card. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on the card equal to the investigators, solve this mystery. So essentially, it's going to force us to dump spells to get rid of that card. And well, so there's some good news in that, I guess, in that we have Jim Oliver's got 2 spells right now, and getting spells, we got to go someplace and probably get some more. Buenos Aires says it's a good place to do that, so we'll probably do that too. Anyway, that's going to formally wrap everything up. I thought I was done, and I remembered we missed just a couple of things, and I wanted to get them in there before our next session, which I will start soon. So thank you, and talk to you soon. Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mystic Guy on Board Game Geek. Just heading toward a great event called, we called it Game-a-thon, Game Till You Drop. We're going to have a couple of days. I missed last night because I had some work to do for our upcoming Kickstarter of Fall of Man. But I do have today and tomorrow, so we're going to game like crazy. I'm going to take pictures and take some video and let you know what people think of the games we're playing. It's going to be a pretty fun day. And I'm here in my fun little Mini Cooper. my baby car, and we're going to take a long ride up to somebody's house. It's kind of a neat event. Somebody sponsors the location every day out of our board game meetup. Our board game meetup's huge. We got like 350 people in that, in just one of them, and there's multiple. There's like 2 big board game meetups here in Austin, plus a bunch of designers, a whole bunch of things. So it's really great. But anyway, you're going to hear more from me today, and I will be showing you what games we're playing. It's going to be a lot of fun, so I look forward to showing it to you. See you soon.
So I get 2.
All right, Eldritch Horror, 5-hour marathon game. Woohoo!
What up?
Say hello. How long is this going?
Woo!
We're about to win.
We're about to finally about to win.
6.5.
6.5 hours, and we're about to win. We got the last mystery to go.
Really well. I'm so happy about that.
Anyway, I'll get opinions when we're done.
Sorry.
I suppose.
Hey, Darcy, what do you think of Eldritch Horror?
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
Yeah, really. Really.
You want to know my opinion?
Yes, I do.
I'm not sure I played it.
You don't like it. No. You don't like, but you do like Arkham Horror.
Yes.
So,
I do too. I played it with them. It was fun.
That's Jamie?
No cameras.
No, it's you're already there.
Okay.
You're about to excuse a button. You can be on camera. It's okay. Rebecca, what did you think of Eldritch Horror?
I really liked it.
You liked it?
I had not played Arkham Horror before, but I had played Elder Sign, so
Okay.
that was Very similar, and I enjoyed all 8 hours of this.
All 8 hours. Alan,
It was fun.
it was fun. You liked it? Very good.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, so I liked it too.
I-
This is how it ended up. We did beat
Take that
Shalmigoroth.
monster.
We beat the big bad monster, but it did take us 8 hours to do that. So, thanks. I'll post
I
this
think we
later.
cut it.